Hey, what's up, guys? Episode 3. Going through a leg workout here. A good old Auburn Fitness First, aka Gronk Central, where nobody has manners or hygiene. Once again, I'm not going to get into too much detail with my leg workout. The video will pretty much speak for itself. I decided to cut a lot of the working out kind of parts out of my videos because it just seems like they're going for too long. This video, like the others, goes around 20 minutes, but at least I think there's only around 8 to 9 minutes of the actual workout. Um, Legs is definitely my weakest point. I'll say it now, I have the shittest, weakest legs you've ever seen. Um, I don't push any crazy weight, so I don't expect some big numbers or anything like that. Um, I've never really decided to grow big legs or have any really impressive legs. I've only most of my lifting career just done legs because I had to. I mean, I'm just like most people. I hated doing legs. I mean, I didn't enjoy the pump. I didn't enjoy being sore afterwards. Um, there was no. I didn't find any fun in training legs. But now I've decided at this point that the next time I go into a surplus and try and gain weight, I really want to. I've decided to to put a lot of effort into my legs and grow bigger legs when that point comes. But for now, uh, as you know, I'm just cutting now, trying to just lean out a bit, nice and slow. But like I said, the next time I try and gain some weight, I really want to focus on my legs. For this episode, I had a few things I wanted to talk about. One thing I wanted to really spend some time on is, I guess, talking about multi-level marketing, people that do multi-level marketing, why I did multi-level marketing. I don't do it anymore, so relax. I'm not trying to sell you anything or get you to come down to a seminar. But yeah, I really wanted to speak briefly about it. I'll try not to go on too much because I feel like once I get started on it, I can keep going and going and going. But basically, um, I started doing Herbalife a few years ago, and I did it for, to be honest, I did it for around 2 years before I decided, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. This isn't for me. Um, and I moved on from it. And I stopped doing it. I still know people that do it. Um, I taken I've taken a lot of notice into people in social media that do it, and it's like I can smell them from a mile away because I know what they're like. And I'm not just talking about Herbalife, which is what I did, but every multi-level marketing company out there. But I'm going to speak specifically about the ones that do nutrition. Um, but yeah, basically, I don't even know where to start. I guess I'll start from the beginning. I probably around a few years ago, I was at a point in my life where I was really looking for something different. I've been doing 9 to 5 for many years, and well, what I felt like was many years as a graphic designer, staring in front of a computer screen, kind of working that grind, living paycheck to paycheck, and living a really mediocre life. Um, and I started looking for looking for something better. I started questioning, I guess you could say questioning my existence. What am I doing here? Is this what the rest of my life is going to look like? And when you start thinking like that, it really kind of, I guess, you start questioning, what am I going to do? Should I do something different? Do I need to do something different? My whole 20s, I've lived this life, and now I feel like I haven't really moved forward. I've lived my life following everybody else's rules. I went to school, I went to uni, got a good job, and is this it? You know what I mean? So I guess I was at that point where I was looking, I was open, I became open-minded because I said to myself, maybe I need to try something different. Maybe I need to start behaving different. Maybe I need to start thinking different because I would see other people and I would compare myself to them that were the same age and say, how come they look like they are living a better life than me? Whether it was finance, whether it was happiness, whether it was success, that is to you. And I started thinking, do I need to start changing my mentality? Do I need to start thinking like how these people think? And that was basically the first step. in being open-minded and becoming self-aware. And then I guess it was all timing. This guy that I knew kind of like got in touch with me and said, "Hey, I'm doing this thing. Do you want to come down and check it out?" And one thing led to another, and I don't really know what I did. Herbalife, like I said, and it was multi-level marketing. I don't really know what it was at the time, and then I started reading about it, saying, "Oh, okay, it's kind of like this thing with." To cut a long story short, I got involved for I think the same reason that the majority of people get involved in multi-level marketing, which I think is the wrong reason, looking back in retrospect, and that is basically for the money. And if anybody in MLM tells you that they're doing it for any other reasons, they're lying. And I think there's a lot of lying going on in multi-level marketing. But anyway, so I got involved for the money because it was attractive, and I was like, oh man, I want to make this type of money. And when you're open-minded and you're searching for that thing, and multi-level marketing comes along, if you're open-minded, you'll try it because you're sick of doing what you did before to get the same results. So you become open-minded to try different things. So that's where I was. Now, obviously, it's all about timing because most people, they're not in that position in life where they're looking for something else and they're kind of happy. And when something like MLM comes along, they're kind of like, no, fuck that, man. Like, this is and you're judgmental and you say all these negative things, and that's fine. And so anyways, I got involved. And they're very good at what they do because they sell you on your fears and your dreams, and they sell you all that shit. And they play on those fears and those wants, which is what keeps people in multi-level marketing. They basically dangle something in front of them, which whether it's a lifestyle, whether it's the money, which is happiness, success, they'll dangle it in front of you and kind of just keep it out of your reach. And they convince you to keep doing what you're doing because you'll get there. Meanwhile, using up all your resources, which is of course money because you're buying stuff, and secondly, your resource, which is the most valuable resource, I believe, which is time. But in saying that, like I said, I finished up and said no more. But the message I want to give to you guys is that no matter what you're going through in life, whether it's a business transaction, a relationship, or any type of experience or an event, it's very easy to look back and look at the negative and look at it as a waste of time, as a waste of money, as a waste of this, a waste of energy. It's very easy to look back and take the negative, and very easy to look past the positive. Every experience you go through in life, you're going to gain positive. You just have to be able to see it. And I look back on that experience with Herbalife, and I look at the positive. I'm glad I did it for multiple reasons. One, because I've met a lot of cool people. Two, because I learned so much about myself. I learned so much about who I wanted to become. I learned a lot about what it takes to become successful. I'm not saying I'm successful now, but now I feel like I've learned a lot about people that are successful, what they did to get there. And I'm not talking about people successful in MLM, but people successful in life in general. I learned they share a lot of traits, and I learned this from doing MLM. And I try to take as much positive from the experience that I can. So like I said, I'm glad that I did it because I learned so much that I wouldn't have learned anywhere else. But yeah, looking back, I realized that to get somewhere, I need to have a vision of where I want to get, what I want to be, and who I want to become, and how I'm going to get there. Subconsciously, I knew this, but now that I know it consciously, I make more of an effort, and I plan things better. And one thing that MLM will teach you, because to me, they're all the same. All these MLM companies, I'm sorry, they're the same. As much as USANA, Isogenics, Herbalife, whatever, they're all basically the same. They can try and play it off to you like ours is better because we've got the best nutritional whatever, whatever, and they play all this bullshit and they try and sell you it, saying that they're the best for whatever reason. But at the end of the day, fucking McDonald's and Hungry Jack's, it's the same shit. You walk in, you buy a burger, you fucking eat it, and you go home. And that's you could sit there and talk about the different sauces and the different fucking urinal cakes that they use, but at the end of the day, it's the same shit. Okay. Don't try and let them play you off like it's different. They're all the same. They all work in different multi-level marketing plans, different compensation, but it's the fucking same burger. Okay. So, anyways, as I was saying, oh, fuck, what was I saying? See, I get caught up in this shit and I can go on forever. And the fact that this video is only going for 20 minutes, I can talk about it for fucking hours on end. And it ends up being this extra long rant. But anyways, oh yeah, so anyways, they'll all teach you the same shit. They'll teach you to have a vision, they'll teach you to work hard, and they'll teach you to keep going even when you feel like giving up. And what I took from this, I guess the most unique thing I took from this is that the vision that I had when doing Herbalife got so big to the point where I started questioning, why am I doing Herbalife? I mean, if I want to really impact people and help people and create something really big and awesome before I die, because it's legacy basically. You want to create a legacy, and you get that vision where it's like, I want to create a legacy. Why should I do it in Herbalife? Why don't I just create my own supplement company with better products and do it how I want to do it, right? So it got to that point where I guess my vision outgrew Herbalife, because I don't want my legacy to be known for, oh, that's Phil, he did MLM and did this. I really want to create my own thing that I can say is mine, that I own, that I have ownership of, because you can make it in multi-level marketing, and mind you, the percentage of making is like 1%. Okay, so you join MLM and you're like 1% chance of making it to the top, which is already, wow, that's shit odds. I'm sorry, but that's shit odds. 99% of people fucking fail. Now, the odds of you being that 1% is really, obviously you could do your own thing and you'd probably have a better chance. Let's say you do your own thing, you got a 5% chance of making it. That's much better odds already. That's 5 times better odds. But look, I'm just spitting random numbers out. Like I said, you could join MLM and you don't really take ownership of it. You can act like and pretend and fucking like convince yourself that you're taking ownership and Herbalife is yours or MLM, this company is yours. But at the end of the day, if you make it and you're that 1%, you can't give that success to your kids. You can't pass it on because you don't really own the company. You know what I mean? If you do make it to the top of the pyramid or whatever you want to call it in MLM, you can't give it to your kids. You can't give that. Right? Yeah, sure, you can give them the money you get from that, but when you die, they can't take your place. You have to sign them up under you, and then they start from scratch again. Right? Whereas if you start your own business or your own company and you build this empire and you build it right, you build it big, you can give that, you can give your kids a job, you can give that company to your kids when you decide to retire, whatever, and they can own the company and then they can take charge. And they don't have to do that hard work all over again. I mean, isn't that the point? So that's the way I saw it. I was like, if I'm going to spend 5 years doing MLM, and at the end of that 5 years, if I do make it, I can't do shit with it. I can't give it to my kids. I can't make big decisions because the company will always make those big decisions, right? And I don't really have ownership. Or I could spend 5 years building my own company and do whatever the fuck I want with it. I can sell it. I can dilute it in share. I can, go on the stock. Go public with it. I can give it to my kids. I can whatever. I can do whatever I want with it. I can change the direction. I can make big decisions. And the way I saw it, I was like, the give or take, the time, which is a resource that you never get back, right? The time you spend doing multi-level marketing, you can do your own company and how you want to do it. So, when I looked at it like that, I was like, man, I need to stop this and start doing my own thing, which is how the magazine for Aesthetic Lifestyle, the Aesthetic Lifestyle magazine came about. I was like, wow, I really want to do my own thing, and I think this is it. You know, like I'm confident this is it. Um, so that's my, how long am I talking about? 15 minutes already. That's my take on multi-level marketing. And like I said, that's the positives I take from it. I really grew as a person. It helped me realize my ultimate vision for myself, um, what I wanted to become, what I wanted to create, and whatnot. So it's not about the money anymore. Like I said, I got involved in MLM for the main reason that most other people get involved is for the money, which I think is the wrong reason to build a legacy. You shouldn't be. And when you look at large, awesome things like, you know, the company Virgin, Apple, Nike, the people that created these companies, they didn't do it for the money. They did it um, to create something cool and awesome and to touch people. And the money eventually came. If you do it for the money, you're doing it for the wrong reason. I believe you should do it to touch people, to impact people, to live a legacy. And the money will come. If you do it right, the money will come. You don't need to worry about that. So yeah, so that's it was 2 years that I did it, and I learned a lot from it, and I decided not to do it anymore. I will never go back. And I see people doing it now, and that's great because I can see how they're thinking, and I can see why they're doing it, and I wish them the best. But I mean, there's a lot of flaws in it. Like I said, there's lots of lies and bullshit going on in MLM. You know what I mean? There's lots of bullshit and lots of lies. And a lot of people doing it just for the money, which I said is the wrong reason. And I see people doing it now, and I just want to, like, I know I can't shake them out of it because I was there and I know how ignorant and like one-minded they are in that phase that they're going through. And I just want to say to them, why would you spend this many years doing MLM when you can spend this many years doing your own business, which is yours? And that's your legacy, not Herbalife, not USANA, not Isogenics, because no one's going to remember you, even if you make it in Isogenics or USANA or whatever. The only people that are going to remember you are the people that are in that company. Whereas you can create something on the outside that's even bigger and better, and people will remember you, and you will touch people, you will touch more people. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you can't touch people, you can't help people doing MLM, but I mean, as soon as you do an MLM company, as soon as you join, the odds are against you, because the odds are 90% of people don't want to know you anymore. They don't want to talk to you because they've had a negative connotation with the company because it's MLM. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to know you. That's 90% of people. The other 10% are the ones you're going for, the ones that won't judge you. And the odds are the only reason they're not judging you, the only reason they're not fucking running in the opposite direction, because they don't know any better. They don't know about the company. They don't know about MLM. They don't know what you're trying to do. And you're taking, to me, if that's the case, you're taking advantage of them because they don't know any better. Why should they buy your product that's fucking quadruple the price of another product that's on the shelf? And don't play it off like it's fucking better for whatever reason, because that's bullshit. That's bullshit. You know what I mean? You pay $50 for a shake from this place, we can get it for $20 here, but then you guys play it off like it's some fucking awesome miracle fucking shake. Get the fuck out of here, man. And I cringe sometimes when I think about that and look back and think that I did it for 2 years. Anyways, so I see these people and I see what they're doing, and I just want to question them, but I know that I can't shake them out of it. I mean, a lot of them post stuff like about being an entrepreneur. If you do MLM, you are not an entrepreneur. Okay? You're not an entrepreneur. You're just another piece in the fucking Jenga puzzle. You know what I mean? You're not an entrepreneur. And they post entrepreneurial quotes, and it's funny because they'll post a quote like from Steve Jobs, and it's like, fuck, Steve Jobs didn't do USANA, he didn't do MLM, he didn't do Herbalife. Why the fuck are you quoting Steve Jobs for? You know what I mean? How does that relate to your fucking MLM company? Oh, man, I've gone on forever. Anyways, so that's the deal. I don't do it anymore. Please don't think I'm trying to sell you shit. I am doing my own brand now called Aesthetic Lifestyle. It's a magazine. In the next episode, I'm going to show you guys a lot of what I've done so far with the magazine, all the photo shoots, the designs, the concept, and whatnot, who's getting involved. Because I feel like I haven't really put a lot out there since I started doing it, and I've done that on purpose. I want to keep it on the low for now. I've ranted on right through my workout, right through taking Roelly to the park, right through this recipe. I'm going to leave, this is basically a protein brownie. I'll leave the macros and the recipe in the link below or whatever, so you guys can see what it is. Because I've just gone on and on and on and on about MLM. But yeah. Oh man, that was pretty good, eh? All right, listen, I'm gonna get to the next episode. If you guys like what you see, please make sure you comment, hit like or subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.